And then also a follow-up from yesterday's live show, the questions about video editing and what's the best video editing hardware, what's the best video editing computer. That was a big action item mentioned during the tail end of yesterday's live show. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here. We got Trep. Welcome aboard, Trep. Always good to have you, dude. Tons of people tuning in. Let's, just a reminder, everyone, this is whatever we want to talk about, but, a focus upon Mavic Air 2 and video editing. And, don't forget to super chat. You can super chat, you can super sticker. If you're shopping for the Mavic Air 2 and or accessories or maybe a different type of drone, just head on over to epicdroneshow.com and click the big buy drone store link. It's that simple. But yeah, it's the grass is wet. It's been raining. All kinds of water falling from the sky. So hopefully that'll clean everything up. Trep was editing last night. That's good. Yeah, that's a good thing. I edit. I'm with you on that. I was editing videos last night, doing a lot of trying to optimize video editing workflow. And I don't know if you do it. Something I do, I'll film. I've got a variety of intro clips and a variety of outro clips. And, I think I mentioned this before, but I never record audio except for the spoken part. Hello again. Welcome back, Michael, from Fort Myers. Hope y'all are safe down there in Fort Myers, Florida, in the United States of America. Record those intro clips and those outro clips, but just have the spoken parts. And then that way, when you use them, they're already ready. It's like, hey, welcome to whatever your channel is. In my case, welcome to Irish Guys Adventure Channel. I hope you enjoy this video. And then at the end, I'll do an outro that'll, it's a call for action. I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already and ring that bell icon when you do to be notified whenever I post another video. Because most of your viewers that have watched your entire video, if they haven't already subscribed, when they watch and listen to that outro segment, the call for action at the beginning of the video, at the end, because, someone at the beginning, they may see a snap and want to subscribe. I do enjoy live walkthrough in the drone world. Very cool. Use those outros and intros and pre-record those, and then just overlay whatever royalty-free music if you want that. And then that way, you don't have to re-record the spoken part. Tuning in here, welcome back, Brad. Have those intros and outros and just plug whatever royalty-free music in. I missed your last shows. Are you impressed with the Mavic 2 Air, or is there much else you wish it had? Well, I haven't received mine yet. I ordered it. Welcome, Adam. I ordered the Mavic Air 2 as soon as it was released on epicdroneshow.com, and the specs. And again, I haven't received mine yet, and and I don't develop any false expectations. I go at it like every drone. I don't have an opinion until I receive it, but I can talk about the specs on paper. And I will tell you, I am thrilled that it has OcuSync, or I guess it's OcuSync 2, isn't it? I'm thrilled that it has better battery life than the Mavic 2 Pro. I'm thrilled that it'll do 4K 60. I'm excited about the new intelligent flight modes that Mavic Air 2 will bring to the table. So there's a lot of things I'm excited about with the Mavic Air 2. And also the price point. I feel that, you know, they've priced themselves. If Mavic Air 2 performs as expected, Jodo says the FPV transmission is on the next level. Yeah, that FPV first-person view transmission is, I mean, you know, look at the specs of it alongside a Mavic 2 Pro or a Mavic 2 Zoom. Going to be watching you closely in the next few weeks. DJI, yeah, man. As soon as my Mavic Air 2 arrives, I'm going to be, and I feel fairly confident that, you know, hopefully I'll be among the first. And, you know, all of y'all that, you know, that ordered from epicdroneshow.com. I mean, I announced that live. You know, I was ninja refreshing and waiting for it to hit, and sure enough, it did. So hopefully y'all and myself that ordered from epicdroneshow.com, hopefully we'll get them quickly. Now, you know, there are a lot of unknowns, and some of those unknowns are, you know, the fact that it's, you know, it's Corona time. So, you know, that's something that could delay shipment of things. So, you know, keep that in mind. I mean, that's a possibility. But you know, as soon as it arrives, you know, Brad, to answer your question, I think, you know, just the specs. 90 watt. Do you feel that the lack of side obstacle avoidance hinders much, or is that not hugely important as APAS 3? Sorry, I have to speed read because I'm on my mobile. I don't really care about obstacle avoidance. Now, keep in mind, I'm a little different animal. I've seen a lot of other YouTubers already have. Yeah, Trail, I don't trust that. The fact is that, you know, it just released. Which day was that? Monday of this week? Yeah, today's Wednesday. It was Monday. Yeah, I don't trust anything I see now. Because, you know, these people that have pre-release drones or whatever, I don't trust it. And even if it for some reason wasn't, or say it was the same as a production drone, I still don't trust it because, you know, if they're getting something pre-release, it's probably tainted their opinions, and that could be in a positive way. So, you know, for that reason, I only review production copies of drones that I've ordered. No, I don't think that would be the case. I don't think that would be, but yeah, it's Mavic Air 2 is going to be great. And to answer your question about obstacle avoidance, I'm a little different animal. Most of what I use my drone for is landscape video. Hiccups. Landscape videos. I'm flying in wide open spaces over beaches and islands, and there's nothing in the way except maybe the mast on a sailboat. And that can be a problem. Think it'll harm the sales of Mavic 2 Pro? We'll get to that in a second, Adam. Great question. Yeah, so with that being said, obstacle avoidance doesn't matter to me. And most of the time when I fly, I'm flying, if I'm flying in a tight spot, like through a forest canopy, I'm using obstacle avoidance off, because avoidance can hinder my abilities to weave among the leaves and weave among the tree branches. So now if you're flying in tighter spaces, you know, the obstacle avoidance may provide value. Or if you want to be more safety conscious, which is always important to be safety conscious. Adam says, can you say hi to Katie? She likes your accent. Hello, Katie. I'm glad you like my accent. I appreciate that. Oh, and Katie, you should, if you like my accent, you should check out epicdroneshow.com and check out the drone store. Brad says, any thoughts on when Mavic 3 Pro might have the specs for Mavic 3 Pro? Well, let's get to the Mavic. Let's get to that question too. Let's go to the question about you know, hurting the sales. Yeah. Hurting the sales of, you can't touch your face because It's got Ronas everywhere. I think what's going to happen, and this, that's a wonderful question. And I think as far as sales are concerned, I think what's going to happen is we're going to see, I think the Mavic Air 2, I think what's going to happen is that you're going to see more of it sold. You're going to see more of it sold because the price point and the performance and the fact that it's newer and a better battery life. I think you're still going to see people buying the Mavic 2 Pro just because you're getting that 1-inch sensor camera. But I think the bulk of your people, the bulk of your customers are going to be going after Mavic Air 2. And for that reason, what I see happening is, I see it, the Zoom, yeah. Now, the Zoom, you are in a tough spot. And that segues into the next point. So with the Zoom, I think Mavic Air 2 is really going to hurt the sales of the Mavic 2 Zoom. But I think the Pro is going to be kind of the outlier that, because it's got the 1-inch sensor camera, this, that, and the other. So I think the Pro is going to continue to sell, but I think the bulk, and this is just educated speculation, by the way, but I think the bulk of the bulk of sales now will probably go to Mavic Air 2 just because it's newer, it's more affordable, it's got better range, it's got better battery life. Again, you will still see the Mavic 2 Pro selling, but what I predict will happen is that they'll probably phase out Mavic 2 Zoom, and then once Mavic 3 releases, which I'm guessing, that may be fourth quarter of 2020, more than likely first quarter of 2021, to give the Air 2 some time to sell, and then also give the Mavic 2 Pro time to sell, and the Mavic 2 Zoom. So, they'll likely, they'll probably start to discount. My guess would be they would discount the Mavic 2 Zoom, sell out their old stock, and then continue to sell their Mavic 2 Pro, because it's kind of it kind of targets a different customer, with that 1-inch sensor. But, and then that'll be, that'll give the Mavic Air 2 momentum. And then at that point, when the Mavic 3 comes out, well, we know what's going to happen then. Then you'll see the phase out completely of Mavic 2 Pro and Mavic 2 Zoom pretty quickly. And I think with Mavic 3, I don't know if we're going to have a Zoom and a 1-inch sensor version like we did with Mavic 2. Or, my prediction is that Mavic 2 was more of a test. And they're like, well, we're gonna do an identical platform. We're not gonna let interchangeable gimbals. Yeah, there you go. What if the FAA says you can only fly up to 100 feet? Doesn't bother me. 100 feet's plenty high. I mean, at least for what I do. But yeah, I think that's what we're going to see. And then to your point, I think you can interchange the camera on the Mavic 2 Zoom and the Mavic 2 Pro, but they say you got to send it to DJI, which really you don't. But most people, since it's not probably a simple do-it-yourself task, most people aren't going to probably bother with that. If they've got a lot of money, they're probably just going to buy both Mavic 2 Zoom and Mavic 2 Pro. And if they do choose to swap it, they're probably going to send it to, back to DJI to have it swapped out. But I think your point about the Mavic 3 having a user-friendly interchangeable camera, I think that's what's going to happen. And then that way, you've got a higher end drone, you can If you want to put a zoom camera on it, you can. If you want to put a, better low light camera with a 1-inch sensor, you can do that. Maybe they'll offer a 360-degree camera option. That would be nice. And obviously, if that's what they do, the price point of the Mavic 3 is probably going to be, I would say, closer to $2,000 US. And then that positions Mavic 2 Air nicely at its price point. And then also the entry-level drone, fun drone, but still capable, Mavic Mini. So, I think we're going to see a Mavic Mini Pro. I think that'll come after the Mavic 3. And then I think the the lineup is going to morph. 90 whatever great point interchangeable, big necessity is Autel. I don't even, maybe I'm wrong. I don't even think Autel even poses a mild threat to DJI. And correct me if I'm wrong, and that may be bitterness that I have, because I'm still bitter, and I never bought into Autel. I'm still bitter about Autel because when they announced their drone at CES several years ago, I forget which year, but oh man, it's got interchangeable camera. It's got, I think it was a infrared camera, and then a 360, and then a 4K camera, and it's they never delivered. I was excited about that drone that Autel was pumping at CES, but they never delivered. So, I can't, and again, I run my own show, so I can share my own opinions without any sort of influence from others. And my opinion is that, yes, I would love to see someone compete with DJI. But my opinion is also, hey, if heck, DJI could just buy them out. I don't even think they would want to buy them out, because, when you've got the best tech, why would you want to buy out inferior tech? Unless maybe, I can understand if for some reason, that other company was selling their drones at a steep discount and were tapping into the sales of a company like DJI, that they could be advantageous to buy them just so they don't have that competition. But I don't even think they're worth that. And that's just my opinion. And again, I may have, yeah, but do you really want patents for inferior tech? Yeah, if you want to kind of rule the space, you might want to buy those. I don't know. I just don't see it. I don't, but yeah, that was, hopefully, what am I trying to say? Hopefully a competitor will step up and say, hey, DJI, we're here, and they haven't. GoPro failed, as we know. What was that other company? Unique, and then Parrot. Parrot actually, I'll give Parrot credit. With the Parrot and Afi, they seem to suggest, Parrot seemed to suggest that they wanted to enter the drone game in a serious way and target a more serious drone consumer. But they did it haphazardly. They didn't, with the Parrot and Afi, at least the original version, it wasn't refined enough. It was a good size, nice weight, but it just wasn't, it didn't have that build quality that, that many of us have grown to expect from DJI. So I don't know, but I will say out of all the wannabe competitors, I think that that Parrot has come the closest, and obviously today, if you're searching for drones, Parrot's probably one of the lesser known ones out there. But the thing that plagued Parrot is that Parrot historically was more of a toy type electronics manufacturer. They had fun toy drones, they had fun RC gadgets, more of a toy type company. And I think it was obvious that Parrot was kind of convinced by DJI to try to enter the more serious arena. And again, they just did it almost good enough, but not anywhere close to good enough, if that makes sense. And will there be a Parrot Anafi 2? I don't know. If there is, I would have my gut would tell me that it may be a serious drone. If they've learned from the mild success and the huge failure of Parrot Anafi version 1. So, you know, there's I love to see these other players enter the drone space, but you know, I'm not gonna go out and spend my money and pick up a drone and review it and play with it and, you know, and do all the field test videos like I do. I'm not gonna do that unless the drone's of interest to me. And unfortunately, right now, the only drone that's of interest to me that's coming out and is available to order now is the Mavic Air 2. So, you know, maybe there'll be some other manufacturers, and you know, maybe this national Parrot Anafi are selling on used market about half as of new. Yeah. Well, if you've ever owned an Anafi, like I did, you probably found when you held it in your hands, it just didn't have that build quality. It just didn't have a reassuring feel that, hey, I've spent X number of hundreds of dollars on this thing, and this is what I've got in my hands. You know, it just doesn't. It's kind of like buying let's think of a good analogy. If you're into, let's say that, you know, you're into collecting, let's just say wristwatches, and you buy something that's expensive, and you put it on your wrist, and it feels cheap, and it feels like it's going to break. You probably don't want that. You probably want something that is around the same price point, that's solid and feels like it's going to build. It feels like it's built to last. And that was a problem with the Anafi. You know, I mean, the price point was so close to DJI that, you know, there wasn't a huge financial savings there, and obviously the performance wasn't as good as DJI. It was good, but it wasn't anywhere as good. And then to top it off, you know, the build quality. I mean, that to me was the deal breaker. I mean, I'm very careful with all of my camera equipment and drones, but the build quality of the Anafi, especially the paper thin propellers, just made me wonder, you know, how long could this last? Even, you know, treating it with gentle hands with gloves, you know, how long could the Anafi last? So, you know, again, the video of the Anafi, it was pretty good. The travel size and weight was pretty good, but, you know, again, that build quality was the build quality and the price. If it had been about a third of the price and had that build quality, it could have been something that could have sold better, and I think it could have caught on, but they just priced too high for what it was. And it's a shame, because they did have the opportunity to compete with DJI, but they unfortunately failed. Now, will they come back and try again? Who knows? I don't know. But again, you know, the Air 2, Mavic Air 2 is going to be a huge success. And I'm saying Mavic Air 2 in my hands yet. So, you know, it's going to be good. The Fly More combo for Mavic Air 2 looks like it's worth it. 2 more batteries, charging bank, ND filters. Yeah, that's definitely a good deal. And everyone watching, y'all can find just the base, we'll just call it the base bundle, Mavic Air 2, as well as the Mavic Air 2 Fly More combo. You can find them both. Just go to epicdroneshow.com. That's my website. And once you're there, click Buy a Drone. It's at the top of the page. Big image says Buy a Drone. It's actually, I've got a picture of a Mavic Air version 1 there. Just click that. That'll take you to Mavic Air 2. Also, you can just go to irixsky.com/Mavic Air 2, and you can find them there. But yeah, it's going to be a great success. And, you know, I'll go as far as to say, I'm not going to say it's going to be the most successful drone to date. And the reason I'm saying that is that, you know, like most every technology, when it's still in its you know, early infancy, they're very popular just because they're new and people are wanting to try the latest and greatest. But I don't mean this in a negative way, but you know, the buzz surrounding drones, it hasn't fizzled out, but it's not, it doesn't have that new factor like it had when say the first Phantom came out, or the first remember the first Mavic Pro. I mean, how hot those were. Welcome, Jamie. Welcome aboard. Always good to have you. So for that reason, I think that, you know, Mavic Air 2 is going to be a strong seller, but I don't know, you know, if it's going to be as strong as the original Mavic Pro that came out, just because of the newness, and then also, you know, the tough economic times with the pandemic. So, you know, that can come into play. Actually, the pandemic could work in its favor as well, because there's so many people that have been cooped up and are wanting to get out and do something fun, and maybe it's somebody that hasn't flown a drone before, and you know, maybe that prompts them to head on over to epicdroneshow.com and buy a Mavic Air 2. I mean, who knows? So, you know, I mean, we don't really know what the Mavic Air 2 is going to bring, but you know, looking at DJI's track record, I think the specs are very nice, and I feel confident that it should perform well. The biggest curiosity I have, thing I'm most excited to test, is the what am I trying to say? The camera. I want to see how good that 4K video looks on the Mavic Air 2. And then also, I know a lot of people use drones for still photos. The still photo capability on paper of the Mavic Air 2 looks absolutely outstanding. So, you know, that's going to be interesting. Lots of good things to ponder. And again, you know, I've got mine ordered. I ordered the second that it became available on epicdroneshow.com. So, you know, as soon as I get my Mavic Air 2, I'll be reviewing it. But the price seems good for all the advances in the Air 2. I agree. You know, the price and performance ratio on paper is very impressive. I'll go as far as to say on paper, it may be the most impressive drone deal yet, because you're getting something that, I mean, on paper is pro-like performance, and you're not, you know, the sticker price is not, doesn't command that pro price, you know, like one would spend for the Mavic 2 Pro. So, you know, and I understand, you know, again, the Mavic 2 Pro has a 1-inch sensor camera, but I mean, that's great for low light. That's great for depth of field, you know, bokeh, defocused background. But if you're just filming landscapes and you're not doing it in low light conditions, the 1-inch sensor is not going to provide as much magical value as you think. Do you feel the technology has hit sort of a plateau, just incremental improvements now in battery, power management, camera, etc.? Well, like most any technology, you know, most any technology or workout or whatever, you know, what's going to be the next big revolution? I wouldn't really say it's hit a plateau. What I would say is that what we're experiencing is well, it's the product of no competition. So you're seeing the leading drone company, DJI, and they've got, you know, a variety of drones, different price points, and they've realized that, you know, they can provide, to your point, you know, incremental updates, you know, a little bit better battery life, a little bit better camera, a little bit better intelligent flight modes, etc. You know, they can do that, and they can still sell. And they can still sell their old stock because it's so desirable. I mean, for example, Phantom 4 Pro, that is still available for purchase. So, I mean, that's just a good illustration of, you know, them knowing that they can sell the older stock. I think the plateau that you mentioned with drone technology is directly linked to no competition. I feel confident that if a competitor, especially a surprise competitor, let's say, you know, insert big company here, Google, Apple, Microsoft, you know, any big player like that has a lot of disposable cash for research and development. You know, imagine if they released a drone that contained a feature set that DJI had never even dreamed up. You know, let's say a feature set that's completely revolutionary. Let's just say intelligent flight modes, for example. You know, let's say a competitor picked up and tried to rip off that idea. No, it wasn't that. It was something brand new. And what is that that's brand new? We don't know, because none of us would know, because it would be something that DJI had not thought of. It would be something that us as drone hobbyists had not thought of. So that's what it's going to take to really ramp up, you know, to kick DJI out of that plateau that you just mentioned. You know, they're going to have a competitor overnight step up and unexpectedly divert all the attention from DJI to this new drone brand, because the new drone has a feature that DJI has never had. And, you know, make them sweat a little bit, you know, have something. And I don't know what that feature would be. You know, maybe it's, you know, one feature I could think of, and as much as I want it to be a hot feature, I don't think the masses are ever really wanting to adopt it. But 360-degree spherical camera, you know, I don't think that's a bad technology. I think it's really cool. I just think it's something that was never embraced. Therefore, there aren't the cameras out there, their quality. There's not even though Final Cut Pro 10 now can edit 360 spherical, there's just not a perceived interest in that. So I don't think it's going to be 360 spherical that's going to divert attention from DJI to a new and upcoming drone brand. It's going to have to be something that probably none of us would dream up. You know, maybe it's an attachment, and you push a button and it toggles the drone from air mode to water mode. And then maybe this drone can go into a nose dive, and then it becomes an underwater UAV. So you got something that'll fly at the put and then becomes a submarine. So DJI is in the Kodak days of the past. Yeah, DJI is setting the bar, but again, you know, talking about plateau, there's no desire to release anything radically innovative, because they don't have to. All right, I disconnected. I stepped in let's see, some dog poop. I was getting into that conversation there. Yeah, so, you know, not just a new company, but a company that has something that we have not experienced yet, and that's going to be what's going to put DJI back in innovative mode. And until that happens, you know, I'm afraid we're just going to see what we're seeing now. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean everything, and I expect you know, Mavic Air 2 to be the same. You know, just something even better. You know, something even better than great. I mean, it would be hard for anyone to argue. 90 whatever says, I see some of the hacks people do with some fixed wing drones to have them communicate over 4G. Very cool. Yeah, that's that. You know, in fixed wing drones, that's interesting. You said that. That was one of the things that Parrot put out that I never picked up, was that fixed wing Parrot drone. And man, I hate stepping in poop. Here we go. I think I got it. Yeah, and it just never really caught on. But yeah, it's going to be something different, and it's going to be, yeah, the disco. It was a Parrot disco. You're right. Yeah, it was a Parrot disco. So yeah. But you know, what's that going to be? What's that new and unexpected drone feature going to be? Comment below and speculate. You know, what is that new drone feature going to be that a competitor could release and dethrone DJI? Or at least, if they don't dethrone DJI, at least force DJI to become more innovative, force DJI to release new drones more frequently, and force DJI to become more competitive with pricing. So right now, I think AI is on the move. Augmented artificial intelligence. You're talking about like augmented reality in a drone. Maybe, hey, that's actually an idea. So maybe if you had augmented reality in a drone, maybe you're flying your drone with your tablet or a big screen on the drone, or with a goggle system, and maybe you gamify the drone experience. So, you're flying a drone in a safe and responsible and wide open location. However, because of augmented reality, AR, while you're flying that drone through the FPV view, you're seeing little tokens and games and stuff. So it's kind of like you're playing a video game, but you're flying an actual drone and you're chasing, virtual trophies with that drone. So, you're out in the real world, but when you're flying an FPV, you see these elements in the real world that in the real world, you're using the drone to fly and capture those elements, but they actually don't exist in the real world. It's augmented reality. I think that would be an interesting use case for augmented reality, because you're gamifying the experience of drones even more. You could have, I don't know if you're familiar with massively multiplayer online role-playing games, MMORPG, Augmented Rocket Attack on my ex-wife. Whoa, sounds like that was an interesting breakup. Michael, self-learning a mission to fly on its own. Yes, a flight plan. But looking at the gamified experience, remember that, and I don't play games because I don't have time. I'm always doing videos, but I remember Pokemon Go. I never played it, but think about that type of experience, except you've got to have the drone. And then maybe as you level up within that virtual realm, by way of flying the physical drone in the real world, maybe as you level up, maybe as you level up, then you unlock physical enhancements. So maybe instead of like a video game, a massively multiplayer online role-playing game, MMORPG, maybe the things that you capture by way of augmented reality, maybe those virtual trophies or those virtual items can then be converted into physical items. So maybe you've got a drone, it's the gamer's drone, and it's got all these connections where you can add mod chips. So let's say that you're really good and you're flying, a massively multiplayer online augmented reality, drone competition. And let's say you win and you capture all these virtual elements. Well, if you're the winner, then you could choose to cash in that virtual element for a physical enhancement for the drone. Something that you plug into an accessory module port on the drone, and it somehow improves the performance and provides a competitive edge. I think FPV racing that learns the track to cut down lap time. Hey, great example. Yeah, see, it's just thinking outside the box, y'all. If you think outside the box, there's ways for people to compete with DJI. They've just got to, number one, have the creative resources. But, it doesn't matter how many creatives one may have on their team. And I like creatives. They're good. They're a good value add for most any venture. However, the creatives are not typically business people. They're typically, they've got ideas and they think they can turn water into wine. So just because a creative has an idea that's great doesn't mean that it's financially doable or technically doable. they're idea creators, idea incubators rather. So, they get together and create ideas, but that doesn't mean they're going to happen. But if you have a team that has a few creatives, 90 whatever, here's one, being able to hand over control so the drone swarm for search and rescue, yeah, be quickly photographed. That's very, very good. Yeah, I like that. Hand to wrench, make it, get the part and sell it. Yeah. So yeah, it's multiple drones working together, combining data. There you go. I could see that as being good for for agricultural purposes. That could be a good capability. I mean, there's stuff out there. I mean, heck, this live show, walking on the side of a street, all over trash and stuff and talking. Think about what we brainstormed. I mean, there's ideas out there. There are tons of ideas. Michael says, drone deploy has grid pattern AI already. Oh, okay. I'll have to check that out. Drone deploy. Yeah, that's sweet. Excuse me. Yeah, I mean, it's fascinating stuff. And yeah, but to your point earlier, have things hit a plateau? And I'll say they have, man. And, in this conversation already has clearly illustrated that, drones have temporarily hit a plateau because, we've got all these ideas and I haven't seen anybody implement this stuff. Step it up. Microsoft, if y'all are watching, Apple, you got money. Come on, make it happen. I don't see why they don't. I mean, especially a company like Apple. It's mapping and 3D modeling app for DJI and other drones. Talking about drone deploy. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. I've never really, and that's where, my focus has kind of been, has been the, capturing video and, just really putting that drone through its paces, more of a review type approach. But I think I'm going to start exploring and obviously, the channel will remain heavy drone unboxing, heavy drone review, heavy drone field test, heavy drone how-to. But I think I want to branch out and explore other elements of the drone industry. And I think, what y'all just said is really good. And what I'd really love, if there's someone, that has a lot of capital and, they're wanting to create a new drone product or create a new drone service, and they're looking for someone to help them with their marketing campaign, i.e. Irish Guys Adventure Channel. That would be awesome. If somebody want to reach out to me, I'm always, as I've mentioned before, I'm always looking to entertain business ideas. Any business idea you may have, I'm always looking to consider because I am an entrepreneur and I'm a capitalist and I'm a hobbyist. So, I'm here to have fun and make money. So that's just an open invitation to anyone, not just on this live show, but, that's an open invitation to any individual or any company. Feel free to reach out to me. Best way to get me, facebook.com/IrixGuy and message me there. I mean, you can message me on YouTube too, it doesn't matter. But Facebook's a direct way, and in that way, if you're sending me contact info or whatever, it's not in a public YouTube videos comments, Yeah, I got all that poop off my shoes. That's good. I mean, it's small things, man, poop on your shoes while you're talking about drones. And I mean, this is a complex thing, Yeah, so it's going to be, oh man, Mavic Air 2. Going to be fun. Super chat, super sticker. Don't forget super chat and super sticker. Super sticker, super chat. You can find that within the comments. It's a little super chat or super sticker icon if you want to. I mean, no pressure. It's just, I always kind of play a game when I do these live shows. It's like how many super chats and super stickers can we get? It's just kind of fun. It gamifies the live show experience. But yeah, so video editing. I know that Philippe had asked, and I haven't seen Philippe on yet. I don't know if he's going to make it or not. But Philippe had asked me about video editing recommendations, the hardware, the software. So Philippe, if you're watching now, or maybe you were unable to catch this live show, message me, and I'll try to do it, tomorrow, because it's those types of conversations or those types of topics are really cool live, because we can all converse in real touch / IRIC scale. And just like the future is of edge, or if it's anything, obviously keep everything clean. I mean, this is a clean channel, but yeah, always looking for video topic suggestions. So yeah, it's man, sometimes you just get you get interference. I guess it's the UFOs, whatever you want to call them, interfering. I like that, man, walking around. So you think it wouldn't be as obvious as the Mavic Mini, Mavic 2 Pro, Mavic 2 Zoom, and Mavic Air 2 that it's a Mavic drone. So just a cool stuff for thought there, but yeah, it's gonna be big, man. It's gonna be big. Mavic Air 2, super big. I mean, it is hard to hard to not think about it all the time. Be like, man, this thing's coming. Mavic Air 2 will be here before we know it. And again, if you haven't ordered it, hop on over to epicdroneshow.com and all the accessories. But your ass is so wet. But it did a good job cleaning off the shoes. Yep, really good job. Thank you, wet grass, for cleaning the dog poop off of my shoes. Yep. I tell you though, and this is off topic, but this iPhone, I use an iPhone XR. This thing has phenomenal battery life, and I guess I've had it for a year or so. This phone's been legendary. I mean, it really is. Hope it never breaks. So I have no desire to get another iPhone until, if Apple releases an iPhone with USB-C, like they have on their iPad Pro now, if they release a USB-C iPhone, I would be inclined to upgrade to that. But anything else, man, I just don't care. I don't care at all. Because I like the battery life that this brings to the table. And I'm almost considering putting a battery case on this iPhone XR, because it's so thin and light. Even if I added a battery case, I could have beyond exceptional battery life at that point. Because I do these walk shows starting with a full battery, and when I finish, I've got 30% or so battery remaining. I mean, that's phenomenal. I mean, Apple's done a good job with the XR, and it's, the iPhone XR is just a basic model iPhone. It is. I mean, I don't know. And that, speaking of innovation, that's another opportunity for innovation. Do you think that we'll see Apple glasses? Apple glasses are supposed to be coming out. And I don't know if you've seen it, and these are kind of corny, but Amazon, and I love Amazon Echo devices. Echo Studio in particular, because I get the really good Dolby Atmos surround sound for the Fire Stick 4K. But I was looking at Amazon the other day. Amazon's got an Echo that's coming out. It's really goofy. It's like a ring that you wear on your finger, and it's got Amazon Alexa built in. And Amazon's also coming out with Amazon glasses, which are like glasses, but they've got Alexa built in. I don't know if those two things are really gonna catch on or not. But you know, speaking of innovation, that's one thing that Amazon's not afraid of. I mean, they'll throw money at something, even if they think it's probably not going to succeed. They'll throw money at it just to have a new product out. But I mean, they're typical. I mean, their normal Echo devices are awesome. I mean, I love the Echo Studio. I've got several of the Echo Dots, and then the Echo, and I think they discontinued the Echo Spot. It looks like a little, you know, clock for your nightstand with a small screen on it. And then the Echo Show. All really good devices. But I don't know. Yeah, I do admire Amazon's eagerness to innovate and, you know, and test the waters. I mean, they don't really care. I mean, they don't put junk out, but they'll put some creative stuff out that companies that didn't have as much of an R&D budget wouldn't consider doing or wouldn't even attempt, you know, because it would be too risky. But Amazon doesn't care. Yeah, they really don't. Well, I didn't wear my Apple Watch because I'm not tracking my calories, but I would guesstimate that I probably walked about 4 or 5 miles, and I probably burned 700 calories. So it's good. You know, live show is a good way to do that. And again, you know, y'all are just tuning in. Don't forget the super chat or the super sticker. And, you know, any drone you're looking for, if it's the Mavic Air 2 or maybe another model drone, head on over to epicdroneshow.com and click the buy a drone link at the top. It's very easy to see. But yeah, man, it's gonna be fun, man, as soon as that Mavic Air 2 arrives, because then we won't have to do the the walk and talk through scandalous parking lots and dog poop. I mean, we'll actually have a drone in the field that's clean, and, you know, a brand new drone that, you know, we can really put it through its paces and see what it does well, and see if there's things that it fails with, and just keep it honest drone reviews. You know, none of this mass marketed crap. So, man, walking through the mud. Yeah, it's gonna be good. But yeah, this Rona, man, this has been vicious. There's Rona everywhere. I don't know about y'all. I mean, I can't wait to be able to get a haircut again. And I mean, I've just been cutting my own hair. Check out my video how to cut your own hair without making a mess. I've got a tutorial up. It worked. I mean, it's not a good looking haircut, but it's livable. It didn't cost anything. I mean, the clippers I used were, you know, after cutting my hair one time, they paid for themselves. So it was a pretty good deal. But yeah, man, I'm ready to get here in a few months, ready to get back in a Mexican restaurant and eat some Mexican food and drink some margaritas. But, you know, it's like everything else, to be safe and to be responsible. I mean, not just for your own health, but for the health of others. You know, just keep yourself socially distanced. And it's rough. Yeah, it is rough. But what's rougher? Having yourself die, or, you know, somebody else getting sick because you pass it along to them and then they die? Or they say they don't even die, they just get really sick. It's not worth it. That's not a positive thing. So I hope this stuff dissipates, man. I mean, it's just, you know, it's I know it's political. You know, if it's, are there as many cases, or, you know, is it as serious of a virus as it's made out to be? And who knows about all that. Bottom line is that I know a lot of people in the medical community, and actually several people on the YouTube channel, that have even had it, and it's real. I mean, it's not, you know, this is not a made up virus. So, you know, for that reason, I'm not taking any chances, man. You know, not just not just for my own health, but for the health of others that have serious conditions. So yeah, so be responsible, you know, and remember that. But and speaking of that, when my drone gets here, first thing I'm going to do is use a disinfecting wipe and wipe the entire exterior of the box before I even bring it in the studio. And after I do that, I'm going to go ahead and cut that plastic shrink wrap off for the unboxing and not do that in the studio, because if there's any COVID-19 on it, I don't want it in my studio. So, and hopefully the drone on the inside of the box, even though it's plastic, hopefully if it was exposed to COVID-19, hopefully all of that will be, I mean, I don't know, none of us know, not even the doctors, you know, how long does this stuff live on plastics? You know, there's a lot of speculation, but there's not a certain answer. So, you know, for that reason, I may even use a disinfecting wipe when I take the drone out of the box for the first time. We'll see how brave I feel the day that the Mavic Air 2 arrives at the studio. So it's gonna be fun, super duper duper fun. But yeah, I thank y'all for tuning in, and I'm gonna walk a few more miles, keep a little bit of my battery in case I get attacked or something. That way I've got a cell phone. So tell me what y'all think within the comment section below. Again, if you're looking for a drone, be sure to go to epicdroneshow.com, or if you're looking for the Mavic Air 2, you can just go head on right on over to irixguy.com/Mavic Air 2, and it'll take you right to where you can order it, all the different bundles, the accessories. And stay tuned to my channel. Subscribe if you haven't already. I'll be doing a lot of live shows, and obviously as soon as my Mavic Air 2 arrives, you will see the unboxing, the field test, and the opportunity to ask as many questions as you have, and we'll make it happen. But that being said, thank y'all for the viewership, the support, and check out Patreon too if you haven't. It's patreon.com/irixguy, and you can find that link within this video's description also. Just a way to support my channel if you choose to do so. Again, not required. You know, your best way to support me is just watching the live shows, watching my regular videos, commenting, liking, sharing with others, subscribing. You know, that's great. And super chats, super stickers, and, you know, shopping through my website. So, you know, being an independent YouTuber, you know, you gotta make this stuff known. I mean, that it's there. So those are ways you can support me, and I appreciate it. And y'all be safe. Don't forget to wash your hands and stay clear of this COVID-19 and don't spread it to others. Thanks for your viewership, and y'all have a good day.